sense of, oh, you're recording. There we go. So I want to thank everybody who took part in the Spring Mystic concert of Celtic music. Absolutely beautiful. Absolutely loved it. Loved the chorus. And I love that Mary Cunningham, brilliant Mary Cunningham, made everyone sound fantastic. And I love it. You know, you can always tell when the chorus enjoys a song. They do something called learn the song. And it was just so wonderful to see that every song got learned, even those wonderful words in Gaelic. And so that's a testament to Mary doing an amazing job. So a huge thanks to Mary, a huge thanks to everyone in the chorus. And I love, Mary, that you threw in the Mystic Chorale. That was a wonderful moment, Mary, that I absolutely loved. Absolutely loved. I love the whole concert. I love the soloist. And I remarked on the Google list that my grandfather used to sing Loch Lomond all the time. That was one of his favorite songs. And I told the story of walking along the shore of Loch Lomond one night after climbing the mountain. And there were two young women from Sweden, and I was young myself. Do you want to go for a swim? They said. I said, I didn't bring my bathing suit. They said, neither did we. Anyway, so I love wonderful memories of Loch Lomond. Anyway, we'll do, if we have time, I want to do a little Irish song before I go. I want to tell you about St. Louis. My house in Melrose is all sold, and Nita and I made an offer on a house in St. Louis, and they accepted. It's a cute little place. The closing is not until June 16, and our stuff is in storage right now in Boston. It'll go out in the fall. And Nita, though, is out with her daughter in Missouri right now, and she will be moving in after the closing. They have enough furniture in her daughter's apartment to get by. Anyway, I'm in Vermont having a great time. The house is great because the full bath, office, bedroom, Nita's sewing room, my office, and the kitchen are all on the first floor. Second floor is where Kate, Nita's daughter, will live, and she'll have her own full bath. So it's a nice, nice place. I have an announcement to make. I'm only going to make it once or twice, or maybe 3 times. I'm doing a Sing July 15, 7:30. I'm calling it the Four Paths Sing. If you stay after the Sing, you'll find out why I'm calling it the Four Paths Sing. It's at First Parish UU Church in Arlington. That's the church where the Mystic rehearses. It's $20, but no one will be turned away for lack of funds. So very important you understand that. I don't know what the protocol will be on masks yet. That will be announced at a later time. Okay? So, and then I want to show you 2 things real quick. In a moment, Linda will be talking about the auction. I have 2 items that'll be in the auction. One is this drawing of a violin and a guitar that I did, pencil drawing. And another is a typewriter, Olympia typewriter that I drew. Both of these will be auction items coming up. I did not offer this. This is a boot that I drew years ago, nor this. This is Jack, my great grandson. Isn't he adorable? And anyway, I'm wasting your time. So let's close. I'll close with one song, and then anybody can ask me questions. We can talk for a minute before the meeting starts. Here we go. Cockles and mussels. Let me take Jack out of there. I'll put nothing. Here we go. Cockles and mussels. I love this song. In Dublin, fair city, where the girls are so pretty, was there that I first met sweet Molly Malone. And she wheeled her wheelbarrow through streets broad and narrow, crying cockles and mussels, alive, alive, oh. Now I actually have some words for you. and most of you won't need them, but here they are. Here they are. All right. All right. So I go, crying cockles and mussels, starting right there. Crying cockles and mussels, alive, alive, oh, alive, alive, oh, alive, alive, oh, crying cockles and mussels, alive, alive, oh. This goes back to the days before advertising. If you had things to sell, you'd go out on the street and you'd yell, "Hey, I got cockles and mussels." Let's see. She was a fishmonger, and sure 'twas no wonder, for so were her father and mother before. And they each wheeled their barrow through streets broad and narrow, crying cockles and mussels, alive, alive, oh, alive, alive, oh, alive, alive, oh, crying cockles and mussels, alive, alive, oh. When I was in Wexford, Ireland, I met a man, and his name was Paddy. And he sang a song, traditional Irish song, a cappella, and he kept slowing down and speeding up, slowing down. I said, "Why do you keep doing that?" And I've told this story 100 times, but I think it's important. He says, "A song is like a river. You can't tell it how fast to go. Sometimes it wants to move fast. Sometimes it wants to move slow." She died of a fever, and no one could save her. That was the end of sweet Molly Malone. And she wheeled her wheelbarrow through streets broad and narrow, crying cockles and mussels, alive, alive, oh. Alive, alive, oh, alive, alive, oh, crying cockles and mussels, alive, alive, oh, alive, alive, oh, alive, alive, oh, crying cockles and mussels, alive, alive, oh. We have a little time. We can do a little bit of Loch Lomond. Oh, you take the high road and I'll take the low, and I'll be in Scotland before you. For me and my true love will never be the same, on the bonny, bonny banks of Loch Lomond. Anyone know a verse they want to sing it? No? All right, that's it for that song. Are there any questions for me?
I can sing one of the verses if you want.
Who is that? Who is that?
Paula.
Paula.
Yeah.
Right, so Paula, we're looking, wait a minute. We're looking for you. Linda's looking for you.
Oh, there you go. God. No, I totally went blank on them.
In Dublin. No, that's the wrong song.
No, I know. I'm going to bring up the wrong tune.
Yeah, Loch Lomond. Loch Lomond. You take the high road and I'll...
The wee birdie sings.
The
wee birdie sings.
Yeah. The wee birdie sings and the wildflower springs, and in sunshine the water is sleeping, but the broken-hearted cares nay, second spring again, and the world knows not we are weeping.
That was excellent. Let's all do the chorus again in a lower key. All right. Oh, you take the high road and I'll take the low, and I'll be in Scotland before you. For me and my true love will always meet again on the bonny, bonny banks of Loch Lomond. All right. So you have any questions for Nick Page? What are you up to, Nick, these days? Well, I'm writing a book, very fascinating book, and I'm composing a piece of music for Holocaust Remembrance Day in November, writing a piece for a college in Dayton, Ohio. So I'm busy, and I'm here at the cottage. I've been swimming at a local pool, not a YMCA, but a local pool. And the house that we're buying has a YMCA 1 mile away, so I'll be able to go swimming there whenever I want. So things are good. Any questions for me before we turn it over to Linda?
What's your book about, Nick?
The book is about music of all things. I integrate new paradigm science into looking at music. What happens when we resonate, and every atom in our body resonates with every other atom in the universe. It's about connection, connection on the level of consciousness, on the level of community, on the level of self, on the level of Nada Brahma. The world is made of sound. So it's a very, very rich book full of just many, many perspectives on what music is all about. Singing is conscious resonance.
Is the song choral or a few people?
The piece I'm writing for Dayton is choral. It's for a chorus.
Mhm.
Yep. Yep.
Well, I'm thinking about AI, and they say AI is going to take over. I wonder if AI will be able to sing.
I am worried about AI. AI will be able to write and already has written beautiful songs.
But singing them, performing them.
Oh yeah, they can do that. They can mimic any singer you want. You can have Katy Perry singing "Oh Come Emmanuel," and it will sound like Katy Perry.
Well, I have a suggestion, which is why don't we teach AI how to stop AI from taking over?
You know, my brother asked an AI program, "What do we do about AI?" And it wrote a brilliant response. It wrote an absolutely brilliant response. My worry is that we human beings already have a tendency to accept any delusion that comes our way. So now we have machines that can create illusions, and we're soon going to become sheep. And that's what I'm worried about. And so I will turn it over. Oh, and it reminds me of Richard Brodigan's line, all looked over by machines of loving grace. Oh, and one more thing I forgot to say, and I just want to remind everyone about this. July 17, July 15, Saturday night, the Four Paths sing First Parish in Arlington. It's going to be quite interesting. And then if you're interested, stay afterwards and I'll explain what Four Paths means. I'm not going to talk about it. We're just going to sing 4-part harmony. We're not going to be singing off of word sheets. We're going to be singing in full harmony. It's going to be quite something. All right, Linda, take it away.
Thank you, Nick. I want to suggest that everybody unmute for just a minute and cheer and applaud and clap and give our thanks for being here.
Yay!
Thank you, Mary.
You in July.
Yay!
Let me hit that hooray.
Yeah. We miss you.
Good
Yeah,
to
we
see
do.
you. We do.
We do.
All right. So you're sticking around though, Nick?
I'll be around. I'm going to turn my screen off.
Okay. All right. Thank you, Nick. So hi, everybody. For those of you who might not know me, my name is Linda Shoemaker, and I am the Administrative Director of the Mystic Chorale. I haven't been around much this past season, so if you're new to the Mystic Chorale, I'm looking forward to meeting you, hopefully in the fall. And tonight we are going to move now into the annual meeting portion of the night. And I will act as kind of your MC through the evening. And the first thing we're going to do is meet the co-presidents of the Mystic Chorale board. So I'm going to take a second and bring up Tricia and Olivia. Oops. Is Olivia here? Is
Maybe
Olivia with
she's at
somebody else?
Jai's.
Is Olivia with somebody else?
Yes, Olivia's with Jai. You see,
Says Jai
she's
Anna.
raising her hand
Okay.
in the background there with Jaiana.
There she is. Okay. So I'm going to turn it over to Patricia and Olivia.
Thank you,
And-
Linda.
Yeah,
Thank you, Nick. Okay, we have a little business to do. We're required to have an annual meeting every year with the membership. This is it. So I call the annual meeting to order. And if you have questions, please save them to the end. We'll get through the presentation and then we'll have a question and answer opportunity at the end. Okay, Olivia, would you read our mission statement, please? You're muted. You need your tech person.
How's this? Yep.
Good.
So our mission is to make music a participatory experience, promoting singing as an act of compassion while exploring through song the musically rich and diverse cultures that abound in this world. We welcome all who love to sing.
That's right. Thank you. So we had just completed a wonderful spring season with Mary Cunningham, and we're going to see a clip from the video from the concert that Mary has selected for you, and she's going to give you an introduction. Can you put Mary on the screen?
Here I am.
1 second. There she is.
Hello.
Hello.
Okay, I can still see everyone. So greetings, everyone. Good to see you all. We have 3 pages of singers, so that's a lot. Good to see everybody on tonight. It's just been 10 days since our concert. Can you believe it? Already 10 days. And a little bit, a week ago we were celebrating at the potluck. COVID is still with us. Yeah, big surprise there. And I was thinking today, I was doing some, going through the concert video, which is so much fun. Can't wait to show the clip. But I'm realizing I was 3 weeks out of coming down with COVID when I performed that concert. I think I had a little COVID brain, but you know what? It was a wonderful experience. And I am so proud of the way you all sang and how hard you all worked. The whole preparation of the concert was great. Just the warm welcome that I received and how hard you worked. The Mystic Chorale is a really special group because you memorize everything for your concerts and performances. Very few choruses do that in the Boston area, so well done. That is a high bar that you set for yourselves. And we had some challenges, but we got through, as I have said. But I was also thinking, the Mystic Chorale concerts have been a favorite of mine for a while, a couple of decades here. And I think that palpable love of singing and free singing because you're not encumbered with music and just that feeling of community. I was really pleased to be a part of that. So thank you all. I do want to really specifically thank Ruth Roper. I don't know if she's on tonight. Linda Schumacher, how hard you work to get everything behind the scenes. She does so much, as well as the producers, Bev and Ann. You guys were awesome. But also your wonderful board, which are, just wise and intelligent people headed up by Patricia and Olivia. So thank you all for your support. And I also want to thank very much Nick for, having the faith of, allowing me to do this and all those great pieces of information and wisdom that you gave me in our conversations getting ready. It really was great. And I know, they did learn it all. So I guess they like those songs, especially certain songs, right? Woohoo! So that's what I wanted to say to you all. And just the clip is of our end, the very end of the concert. I think we just brought it all together with the guest musicians and you all singing in 4-part harmony, that wonderful arrangement of Will the Circle Be Unbroken. So I've selected the very end part and we start out with the verses, but I think you'll have fun hearing it again.
Thank you, Mary, for that wonderful experience. And you look so happy when you were directing us singing that. I hope it was because you were enjoying yourself, not because it was the last song in the concert and it was almost over.
I was definitely enjoying it. It was all working out, and people were happy and smiling, even behind the mask. You could tell they were smiling. Uh, gosh, it has been interesting doing it. Yet another concert in mask, but we did great.
Great. Okay, next we're going to hear from Linda.
All right, thanks everybody. And Mary, I gotta say, I watched the concert from home, and you can tell, about your own experience, but from the audience perspective, I never would have guessed that you had recently been recovering from COVID. You looked great. You looked. We just kept remarking, she looks so good. You look really good up there. So. In addition to sounding great, you look great too, and it was really fun. It was really fun to watch.
Thank antihistamines and makeup.
Yeah. Awesome. So right now, what I want to share with everybody is our annual Mystic Chorale auction, online auction. You've been hearing about it. A lot of you have contributed to it, and tonight, right now, when we're gonna preview and unveil the auction and show you what wonderful items you can bid on here to support the Mystic Chorale, because we share a love of music, we share a love of singing together, we share a love of this community. But in order to make that happen and to keep going, we do need funds to do that. And the Mystic Chorale has tried a number of different fundraising approaches over the years, and the last couple of years the auction has proven to be a really great fundraiser for the chorale, a really fun thing for us all to participate in. So I'm going to take just a couple of minutes and show you what's on offer and how you can be a part of this auction. So I'm going to share my screen. I'm sorry I have these weird lights on me, but this was the best I could do tonight. The auction. All right, let's see if you can see this. Can everybody see this?
Mm-hmm.
Yes.
Yeah. Okay.
Got it.
So this is the online auction. You should have received a link to this in the email today announcing this meeting, and we'll send it out again a couple times in the week ahead. This auction opens tonight and runs through Thursday, June 8th. So you have the next 10 days to peruse these items, bid on them, and hopefully win something at the end. There's over 70 items in all kinds of categories. Truly, there's something for every single one of you, I'm sure. So I'm just we've got some rules of the auction and so forth that you can read on your own, but I'm going to scroll down to where you start seeing these items. We have experiences and getaways. There's a 3-night getaway to North Conway in a beautiful studio condominium. There's an overnight stay at the Irving House in Harvard Square. There's other experiences you can have with a group of friends or family members. There's a historic tour of Lexington and Concord by one of our members, who is one of the premier guides of the Revolutionary history in Lexington. You can go see music at the Boston Philharmonic. You can do a class in shadow puppetry for adults, or paint along with Patricia in this paint along Pussy Willow class. You can get tickets to the Capitol Theater. I'm not going to go through and announce each one individually, but this next one, I really want everybody to see. We are auctioning off, yes, that's right, you see it right there, Nick's Podium. And so let's say you got to this and you were like, I need to know more about this. You can click on the item and it'll open up a whole page for the item. And here you see, yes, that's the podium that Nick conducted from at Tremont Temple all those years. And this now is going to go home with one of us. And either because I think you need to have some kind of creative vision of what you want to do with this, but this is a piece of mystic history, and I was thinking, you could turn it into any number of things at home, or just display it as a really one of a kind Mr. Chorale history object in your home. So let's say you want to bid on this thing. Once you open the page for the item, you see the starting bid is $100, and if that's going to be you putting in the first bid, you would click on that blue button, and you will get an email at home to say you are the high bidder on this item. And then if somebody outbids you, you'll get an email saying you've been outbid. Do you want to raise the bid? And so over the course of the next 10 days, you'll be getting communication about any of those items that you've bid on. So I hope that makes sense. I'm going to go back and show you a few more of the items that people have are offering. You can have voice coaching with Katie. There are a couple of musical instruments here, some CDs, a nice selection of jewelry, scarves, and other accessories that people have donated, and this beautiful pink puffer coat. It's a little out of season, but you could be really ready for next winter. And then there are a wonderful collection of baked goods that Mystic members will create just for you. And I just can't get enough of looking at this picture of the lemon blueberry cake, the chocolate raspberry. I mean, this stuff looks really good. Jim's challah bread. You really have to go through it yourself. I don't want to go through every single one, although I kind of do. I'm enjoying seeing them. After the food assortment, then there's a nice collection of gift certificates that you can bid on in and around Greater Boston, Cambridge, Arlington. Some wonderful, wonderful things. I bet every one of us could discover a restaurant that we didn't know about, but it's the favorite of another, a fellow singer. So we should, check it out, try them out, bid on these items. 100% of your bids, the proceeds of this auction go to support the Mystic Chorale in the year ahead. So highly, highly encourage you to take a look and find something that appeals to you. After the gift certificate collection, there are some works of art and fine crafts made by our members, like that beautiful blue bowl that you see there. And then there's a whole second page of other handcrafted items, some stuff for the kitchen, some stuff for the home, and what else have we got here? And then some professional services. Any one of us who has a dog, this was really interesting to me. A gift certificate for dog walking, for cat sitting, hair salon, photography, life coaching with Maggie, massage with Maggie, and then there it is. There's Nick's typewriter. This is the beginning actually of the artwork section. Nick has his typewriter drawing, the musical instruments drawing, and then this really unique. Oh, I see a typo. This should be Cosmic Mother, quilted wall hanging by Nita, Nick's wife. So these things are really special, really one of a kind. And then more artwork and handcrafted items, journals made by Anne, watercolors by Patricia, and on and on. So that's a quick overview of the items that are up on offer. Sorry, that's fast. Again, the auction will be open until June 8th. I'll put the link in the chat. And when you go to the auction website, you'll see it says register to bid on the items. And so I'm going to close this just to say this. You'll see register to bid. You put in your name and your contact information. It will offer you the opportunity to put in your credit card. And some people, they know they're going to win something and they are comfortable putting in their credit card right away. If you don't want to put your credit card in at the beginning, you can click through and it will give you the option to skip this step. So don't get hung up because you don't want to put the credit card in. You can skip the credit card for now and then put it in when you win an item at the end. So that's an overview of the auction. I want to thank every single person who submitted an item or more than one item to this auction. You are going to make this happen. And then I want to thank everybody in advance who's going to bid on these items, because you want to support the Mystic Chorale anyway. You want to make a donation for the choir that you love. But this is a way of making a donation and getting something really wonderful to enjoy in return for your contributions. So thank you everybody for being a part of this. And I will keep you updated over the course of the next 10 days, how we're doing, items that don't have any bids yet, or things that are being, a couple of things were just submitted today that haven't made it up to the auction website yet. So there will be new things added over the course of the auction. So keep an eye on it. I'll keep you posted. And now I am going to turn it back over to our board. And I think Olivia is going to, sorry, I'm trying to remember where Olivia is at Jai's, right? Olivia is going to introduce the board, I think. Take it away, Olivia.
Thanks, Linda. And it's really wonderful to see you even at a virtual distance. We've missed you a lot since you've had to be away from us, but we look forward to seeing you back in person, in the flesh, in the fall.
I'll be there. Thank you, Olivia.
Thank you for everything, Linda. Okay, so here is my introduction of the board members. First, I will introduce those board members who are continuing their terms for one more year. And board members continuing are Patricia Stimson, Olivia Tappan, Leslie Zeutlin, Richard LaRue, and Michael Regenberg. And we have 3 board members who are up for a new two-year term of re-election. Mabel Yang, Arlen Rothman, and Joan Toussaint. So I would like to make a motion that we re-elect Mabel Yang, Arlen Rothman, and Joan Toussaint to another 2-year term. Would someone second the motion?
I second it.
Thank you. And now we will take a vote by show of hands of those in favor of re-electing these 3 board members, Mabel, Arlen, and Liang. Please raise your hand. Hope somebody's counting. Somebody counting? Is anybody counting?
Yes, Olivia, we are.
Okay. Let me know when you're done counting.
Okay, good.
Just FYI, this can be done using the technology called taking a poll in Zoom.
We're a little technically challenged. Some of us are anyway. We thought it would be easier to put your hand in front of your camera.
Is anybody opposed to the motion? I don't see any hands raised, so I guess the motion passed. Thank you.
All right. Thank you. That was the meat of the business that we needed to accomplish tonight. So thank you. We have a board for another year. So next, let's see, we are going to hear from Linda with a report as our admin director.
Yeah, so hi again, everybody. I just wanted to say a few words about the year and about our volunteers, because that really is the core, or one of the cores of my work with the Chorale, is recruiting and organizing the volunteers who make everything that we do possible. So over the course of this year, we had 489 singers sing with us over the 3 seasons, 3 incredible concerts under 3 incredible leaders. And, you know, many of you were there for all of them. We had a sweet, poignant farewell concert for Nick Page in the fall. with The Heart Dances, the Soul Sings. And then we had this exuberant blast of energy with Donnell Patterson in the gospel season. And then this very recent, only 10 days ago, concluded fascinating exploration of Celtic music with Mary Cunningham. So it's been a diverse, poignant, meaningful year with these 3 concerts and almost 500 singers. So this is a big enterprise, this is a big organization. And I would say together, taken together, it's been another truly mystic, life-affirming testament to the power of singing together in community. And that's what we do so well and so uniquely, I think, among Boston area choruses. And I think it's something that we will never take for granted again after the challenges of COVID and the seasons of not being able to be together in person. That opportunity to get on stage and sing together these beautiful, exciting, exuberant, meaningful concerts together just is everything. It just means so much. So I want to thank everybody for being a part of that. And the other thing that we don't take for granted is how many people it takes to make that happen. You know, we are a volunteer-run organization, and the board of directors, I want to echo what Mary said, the board of directors has carried us through. They put in so much time, energy, thought, you know, into how we can keep going. And not every chorus survived COVID, but we did. I think because we had a strong board of directors who kept pushing us forward. And not all choruses survive moving on from the departure of a founding director, especially someone as charismatic and longstanding as Nick Page. You know, COVID and the moving on of a founding director are 2 huge challenges to an organization, and the Mystic is moving through these with grace and with a strong sense of community and purpose. And I just want to give everybody such a shout out to all of us for making that happen, and especially the board of directors, and especially the volunteers, which is a lot of the people in this meeting here tonight. I did a little counting this afternoon. We had between 50 and 60 individual volunteers each season this year, fall, winter, and spring. 50 to 60 volunteers who you know, got there early at rehearsal to set up chairs and set up the sound and set up the check-in, and kept track of the attendance, you know, all the things to make the rehearsals happen, and then all of the things to make the concerts happen, to be ushers and to pass out the programs and run the live stream cameras and all of those roles. It's a huge number of people, and so I just want to thank everybody who volunteered this year in any way, even if you just helped put chairs away one night, or you found somebody to be an usher at the concert for us. That's what we need. That's what I just really need to thank everybody for, making all of that happen this year. And I want to particularly thank the producers, who each season we have 2 volunteer producers who take on the leadership of the season. And in the fall we had Jai San Antonio and Brian McGovern. In the gospel season we had Gail Batchelder and Jill Updegraff. And in this recent spring season we had Ann Wynn and Bev Roach, and they just hold it all together. They really are the glue for the seasons. And we just can't thank them enough. I want to give all of them just a big shout out, and particularly to thank Anne and Bev. I did not expect to miss pretty much the entire spring season this year. And normally I would really worry about what that would mean for the season, but Anne and Bev just picked up the slack. And I hope pretty much none of you even realized anything was different than it usually is, because I think it wasn't. I think they really kept everything moving forward gracefully, beautifully, And I just want to give an extra thanks to them for doing that. Meant a lot to Mystic, and it means a lot to me personally. So thank you, Bev and Ann, for that. So on the volunteer theme, we're going to need all that same community involvement and support next year too. So when we open registration for the fall in sometime in August, we will include not only here's how you sign up, but here's how you volunteer. So I invite you now to start thinking about in the fall how you might want to help. All of the normal, set up chairs, help with attendance, find somebody to be an usher, all of those things we're going to need. And we also have committees that are looking for new members. So the membership committee is always looking for people to get involved, and they help welcome new singers to the Mystic Chorale and create a great community experience for us all. And the fundraising committee would love to recruit a few more people to help us with the auction. So think about that if that's something that you might be interested in helping with next year. You could send me a note right now to volunteer@mysticchorale.org, or when we get to the fall, I'm sure I'll be talking about it again. So think about that, and thank you everybody for being a part of this extraordinary year as a singer, as a volunteer. And I think I'm supposed to end this report with an update on the auction, but I haven't been able to take a look at it. I know people have been registering. A few first bids have come in, and after I pass it over to the next person, I'm going to put the link for the auction into the chat so you can take a look. Oh, and the other thing that I wanted to say before I'm done is, if you meant to contribute something to the auction, but you got distracted by the holiday weekend or you forgot, you can still submit something to the auction, and we will add it in. And we'll add it in to the website. So the information about how to do that was also in the email today. So if you have something, please send it in. Thank you again. And I am now going to turn it over to somebody. Let's see, reports from the committee chairs. I think we're going to start with Olivia. So we'll go back to Olivia, and I will see you a little later. Okay, Olivia, take it away.
Thank you, Linda. And I was reminded of a little personal story as you were talking about something you mentioned. And the little story is I play tennis. And some years ago, I went on the court fairly early in the morning for a match. And there were a group of older guys who were walking off the court. And one of them looked at me and said, "Well, made it through another one." So I'm thinking that, yes, Mystic made it, not only made it, but made it with so much energy and everything else this entire year. And curiously enough, we began with an ending. And the ending was, of course, Nick stepping down as our director after the fall concert, which was kind of a big happening for us. I mean, I've sung with Nick for the last, 27 or so years. So, and I think others have sung that long, and some have not sung so long. But however many years it has been, it's been many years. And so, I don't know, is Nick still with us? Is he still in the meeting?
Yes, he is.
I just want to personally thank Nick for totally everything that he has given to us, to Mystic, to me personally, over all of these years, and how totally, truly, profoundly meaningful it has all been. So after the fall concert, which I think was called The Heart Dances, the Soul Sings, and we said goodbye to Nick. And actually the last song of that concert is We'll Meet Again, Don't Know Where, Don't Know When. And I'm going to hold him to that promise that we will meet again. In the winter was our jet-propelled high octane Mach 4 concert with Donnell Patterson. And this spring, Mary Cunningham, thank you so, so much for stepping into that role and doing such a wonderful job with the role and with us. It was a true pleasure to work with you, to learn with you, to have you learn with us. And I think the end result was astonishing. That's what I want to say. It was astonishing. So a mighty mystic thank you to you, Mary. And coming up this coming year, we have a fall season. We don't yet know the theme. We may hear more of that tonight because we do have a guest director named Mike Pfitzer who will be guest directing us, and he will say a few words to us later on in the evening. And for Mystic Gospel 2024, Jonathan Singleton is back on the podium, and I'm sure we're all very, very, very much looking forward to having Jonathan back together with us. And the spring, all I can say is it's to be announced. So thank you all for joining us tonight. And I can now pass it over to Arlen Rothman, who had a chair of publicity. And I think we have a video of her presenting to us. So I'll turn it over to Arlen on video.
Thanks, Olivia. I'm going to screen share Arlen's video right now. Can everyone see that? There we go.
Hi, I'm Arlen, and I'm the person who does publicity for Mystic. As you watch this, I'm on a plane, which is why I'm not zooming in in person. But I do want to tell you that we have three major goals for publicity: to raise awareness of Mystic Chorale, to recruit singers, and to attract audience members. To do that, there are a bunch of steps that we take. So first of all, I'm sure some of you have seen, if not all of you, have seen that we create a Love to Sing poster every season. And it tells a little bit about Mystic, but more about the season itself. And we ask people like you to please put them up around town to attract singers. We also create concert posters to attract audiences, and that's we often ask you to distribute those and post them around town, and I think that has proven to be really successful. I write and disseminate some press releases to local websites and some local papers, although there are fewer and fewer of those local papers available these days. Generally, once a season, I ask people if you'll post on your listservs, and I provide some text that you can do that, and a bunch of you have been really good about doing that. We have a number of websites that we post on, including the Boston Choral Consortium. We try to maintain a presence on social media. I have to say that this spring, there have been a lot of you on Facebook liking what you've seen, which has just been fun to see. But we also create an event for our concerts and try to share that. We often boost posts to maximize the number who see our posts. Sometimes we make promotional videos. Mary did a great job this season. Nick has done a great job in the past, and we use those on Evites and sometimes send them along to cable stations. And it might seem like a small thing, but we create the big poster that goes outside of Cary Hall. And that someone told me that she saw that and she did not know about Mystic, but she decided, I think I'll go to that concert. So I think that helps us too. So we always face new challenges in raising awareness about Mystic, and especially Mystic 2.0 post Nick's period, although we're delighted that Nick is with us for pieces, and will be for the years to come. And we especially want to attract people who will come and take a chance with us as we have visiting musical directors and try our community out. So we want to help keep people excited about what we do and who we are as a community. We really would like to increase our diversity in terms of age and race. So any ideas any of you have for toward those goals or toward about publicity in general, please contact me at publicity@mysticchorale.org. And I'll be really happy to have your ideas. Meanwhile, enjoy the annual meeting, and I will see you soon. Bye.
Okay. Thank you, Arlen. Olivia, we'll still see you. I'm going to go over to, is Mabel here? Yeah, Mabel. We're going to turn it over to Mabel, who's the chair of the membership committee. Hi, Mabel.
Hi. So, I'm at home with COVID, and I may well have gotten it at the potluck. So, I might not say as much as I would have otherwise, but I wanted to thank all the people who've helped with various membership things. One of the things that we do is buddies, which is pairing up new singers with somebody who's experienced. And people who've helped me with that have been PJ Gardner, Jai, Joan Toussaint, and Paula Tussler. We do the new singer reception, which is usually totally run by Richard LaRue. And so I'm not even sure exactly who's involved, but he was, I forget, I think he was ill. And so some other people stepped in and helped with that. And that included Leslie Zoitlin and Paula Tussler actually ran it one of the times. And I was more like on the sides. Fine, you guys run it. Terrific. Lovely. We do what's been called the Summer Fling. It's been a gathering, singing, getting together, etc. And it's been held most recently at Jai's place out in Lincoln. It was wonderful. We were able to have it outdoors. And this year she's planning to have it in August, because in other years it's been in July, but with Nick's Sing on the calendar, we put it in August. And Peter Howell has been a big help with that. He put together the original songbook that we've had for that and has added more songs, and we're looking into that more. And we also do Eat, Meet, and Greet, which is pre-rehearsal dinners, which we haven't had nearly as much of recently as in the past, because we've been nervous about COVID, but we've had a few, and those have been run by Karen Grossman, and she's been doing that since before I ever joined Mystic, and that's been great. I would love for people to help me to think about activities, etc. I know that people are hoping for ways to connect. It's harder to do it. Like at one point we were thinking, okay, people could go out in the courtyard and talk with their masks off before rehearsal, and then somebody at an Eat, Meet, and Greet got COVID, and then we said, okay, maybe we shouldn't encourage people to be out there with their masks off, etc. But maybe some even just some Zoom breakout rooms or something getting together. So that's it. If you're interested in or have any ideas about membership activities, let me know. I can be reached at membership@mysticchorale.org. Thanks.
Hi, next I'm going to give a report on our finances. I'm Patricia Stimson, and I am co-president and treasurer. So a year ago, when we finished the last fiscal year, our reserve was very heavily hit by 3 years of COVID or 2 years of COVID. And we were pretty much going through our reserve in order to keep singing. We sometimes didn't have concerts. We sometimes didn't have enough singers to pay the bills. And fortunately, we had a really strong reserve, which the board before my time put in place. They decided that we will have a reserve of 2 seasons worth of expenses at all times. So during COVID, we went through half of that. And so we were, a year ago, we were down to half of the reserve that we were supposed to have. So it did enable us to get through the years of COVID, still singing and still operating. And I, as treasurer, am very pleased that we were able to pay the full amounts to our staff people that they were hoping to get and would normally get, no matter what we were doing, whether we had a concert or not. They still got paid the full amount. I felt this was important for us to do because they depend on Mystic for a large portion of their income. So we did that. But I was a little worried a year ago when we were, our reserve was down to half. And I told the board it was going to take us 4 or 5 years to build that reserve back, to earn enough money to put back into the reserve. Well, then Michael Regenberg came up with, let's apply for a grant, a COVID recovery grant to the Mass Cultural Council, which we did, and we got the grant. You may know that. Michael will tell you more about that, which gave us $18,000. And she called me the day she got notified, and I was speechless. I couldn't say anything on the phone. I was so overwhelmed by the amount of money that they gave us. I'm just so pleased with, because it pretty much made up the deficit in the reserve. So we are once again in good shape. There are a few more things that we want to fill up. We used to have a fund called the Conductors Fund, which was about $5,000 set aside for conductors to do things that help enrich our lives. They could purchase equipment, they could attend a conference, purchase sheet music, and otherwise find new songs for us to sing. And we had a fund to allow them to do that. Well, we went through that fund. We don't have that fund at the moment. We also had a fund for advertising. If we had a special guest artist or a special conductor that we wanted to do some extra advertising for, like when we had Eastside Barnwell come, and we didn't have enough money in our budget to do the kind of advertising that we wanted to do. We had a special fund set aside to do that. That fund is gone at the moment. We had to spend that on our bills. And there was a third fund for adding new things to the website that we might decide would enhance our experience. And that fund is also gone. So we did fill up our reserve, but we're still looking to fill up those funds again so that we can go back to those enriching experiences. So bid on the auction, please, and help us meet our budget for the auction. So thanks to everybody for their generosity this year who helped us recover. It is amazing that we are coming out of the end of COVID, hopefully, and that we are in good financial shape is really an amazing fact, but that's where we are. Thank you so much for everybody who helped make that happen. That's it.
Okay, thank you, Patricia. And now we're going to bring up Michael Regenberg to report on fundraising.
Thank you. I think my report will be just, be a tale to Patricia's. So we have basically 2 opportunities during the year to raise the money that we need. The first is the fall fundraiser. This year,
because it was in honor of Nick, we did remarkably well because it was in honor of Nick. So we probably raised, I'm not sure, Patricia, you can correct me, but it was clearly way more than we would have raised in a normal year. So that put us in a good position going forward. And now we've got the auction. So the auction becomes a critical piece of the overall fundraising for the year. And it really, I mean, I think it's a great fun opportunity for people both to give, present things that they want to auction off, and also for people to bid on it. So I think it's great. It's a great opportunity. Normally we would have slightly more items, but I think Linda is pretty optimistic that we've got a good number and the right kinds of things that that people want to buy. There's still a little time, again, if people still want, like, gift certificates. People love gift certificates, and that's an easy thing to get and to give. So I would highly encourage that to happen. And I would say that we should, if folks want to make an additional donation or contribution to the Mystic, they're certainly welcome and encouraged to do that. Next fall, we'll have a fundraiser. It won't be in Nick's honor, but we hope that we can keep the momentum going that we've created, this year. So that's where we are now, and that's looking ahead. I'm optimistic, but I know that there's a lot of work to do, and we need everybody to contribute what they can to the Mystic. I think that's it.
Great. Thank you so much, Michael. Terrific. Then we were going to go to Leslie, but I think Leslie is not here tonight. And Patricia, am I coming to you?
Yes.
Okay. Hang on one second.
I'm just going to introduce Leslie to you. She is a member of the board. She is not the chair of one of the committees. Do you have her picture?
I do.
Linda?
Yes, here she is.
Okay. There she is. This is Leslie. Leslie is the secretary of the board, and I think of her as our metronome. She keeps us on the right tempo. She reminds us of our action items that we're supposed to be working on and the commitments that we made in the board meeting. She takes all the notes and sets all the dates and finds the places for us to meet. She really makes the board run, and she's a very important member of our board. And next we were going to meet Richard.
Let's see if Richard's here. I don't see him, so let's show his photograph.
Okay. Richard has also a really important behind the scenes job that you may not have noticed him doing his job. He is concert weekend manager, which means everything that happens at the concert, Richard is overseeing and supervising and making sure it works. That's from setting up the sound, setting up the live stream, the front of house, the stage managers, the resting area for the singers, all of that. Richard supervises and communicates with Carrie Hall to make sure that everything that we need is set up in there. It's a very important job. And then next we have Joan Toussaint, who I think is here.
Let's find Joan. Here she is. Hi, Joan.
Hi. So Joan is a member at large on the board, which is absolutely essential. It means when any of the rest of us get overwhelmed, Joan steps in. So if Richard is overwhelmed with the concert, if Leslie is traveling during a board meeting, Joan steps in to take notes. She helps Arlen with publicity. She helps producers with tasks they might have. She is a jack of all trades and is very valuable on the board. Thank you. So I just wanted you to meet these other people who didn't have reports to give tonight, but they are on the board and very important. Okay, back to you, Linda.
Okay, thank you, Patricia. I think we are gonna go, are we gonna go to you for the report on the music director transition?
Oh, okay. All right.
I know everyone's eager to hear about that.
Yeah. I'm going to talk about the search committee, the efforts that we're going through to find our next permanent music director. So first I want to say the board who you've just met we are out straight during the course of the year putting on 3 seasons, that we all have responsibilities for putting on the seasons, and it takes all of our time and energy to have this extra work on us with Nick leaving and having to find a new music director and celebrate Nick's last season, and then with the gala to celebrate Nick's time with us, has really strained us to the limits. And I'm so proud of the board that they took this extra work on and they did it. And they did it brilliantly and beautifully. And Arlen put on a fabulous Nick Fest in January. And Linda did an incredible survey of the membership to find out what aspects of Mystic you want to make sure don't change, what are very important to you, what do you want to see in your next music director. And that was a Herculean effort, and she and Jim Hammerman did a beautiful job with that. And then the search committee, which has been running all year and will probably run for another year. We have done a lot of work, and I want to tell you some of the work we've done and where we are in the search. So first of all, on the search committee is Cindy Caviglio, Donna Ferrulo, Gail Batchelder, Jack Matson, Jim Hickey, Louise Grassmere, Maggie Leary, Margie Hilton, Olivia Tappan, and Patricia Stimson. So we have been shepherding this effort. So we started with the survey that Linda and her crew did, and that gave us some ideas about what qualities and characteristics and strengths you're looking for in the next music director. Then we gathered nominees. We asked Nick, we asked other music directors, we asked members, who have you sung with that you were impressed with that you'd like to sing with again? And we ended up with 27 potential candidates. So we researched these candidates. We looked at their experience. We looked at videos of them leading concerts. And then we wrote to them and asked if they were interested. And we heard back that some of them were very interested. Some of them we had decided were not right for us. And a couple of people said they were not right for us. Some people said they would love to do it. They're too busy. Their dance card is full. And we ended up with 11 really solid candidates who were qualified, who live in the area, and who were really interested in this job, which is really fortunate for us that we had so many people, we have so many people who would like to talk to us about this position. So then the search committee interviewed all 11. We had 2 search people on each interview. And Louise and Gail had created a set of questions for us to ask in the interviews. We started with the basics to find out, did they have experience with unauditioned chorales? Had they led chorales as large as ours? Did they know how to create practice audios? Had they hired a band and rehearsed them and directed them in a concert? Did they have they been with a chorale that sings off book at the concert? Things like that were important to us to see their experience.
Yeah.
And we ended up with that we asked them for resumes. That sounds like Michael. Can you mute, Michael?
Sorry, yes.
Yeah. So we ended up with all this material. We had resumes from them. We asked them for links of themselves performing concerts, leading rehearsals. We gathered information from people who had nominated them, and we took all this information and we brought it to the whole search committee and the board. And we went through each candidate, and I had asked them to narrow the list to 5 candidates, and they said they could not. So we narrowed it to 9. So we still have 9 candidates, all of whom are interested in the job, are local and qualified. And that is a really lucky position for us to be in. So you've met one of them, who is Mary Cunningham. You met her this spring. You had quite an experience with her. You're going to meet another one in the fall, Mike Pfitzer. You will meet another one next spring, a year from now, where we will introduce you to a 3rd candidate. And we're looking at other ways to bring other candidates in front of you, perhaps with workshops so that you can experience them. And we have developed a set of survey questions that we've added to the Singer survey so that you can tell us about your experience with them. We'll use this to help us narrow the field and go forward with some candidates. So your feedback is going to be ultimately how we select the next permanent music director. So please, when there is an opportunity to meet some of these candidates, to do a workshop with them or a season with them, or attend a concert with them, please take advantage of that opportunity so that you have an opinion about it, and you can tell us what your experience is and how that candidate might feel as our next music director. If there are questions, you can send an email to any of the Mr. Chorale links. You can send it to admin, info, presidents, whatever. They will get to the right people. So just send a question if you want to know more about these candidates or how you can get involved, or any suggestions that you might have about this. So that's it. We're in the middle of the search, and you're experiencing some of it as we go. Okay, what's next,
Great.
Linda?
Thank you, Patricia. I think we've reached that point in the meeting where we need a motion to adjourn.
Oh, okay. Would somebody like to move that we adjourn the meeting? No, you want to keep going?
Let's keep going.
I will move that we adjourn. Paula.
Thank you. Anybody second it?
I second the motion.
Okay, thanks. All right, meeting is adjourned. So we still have some fun stuff ahead. Next, we're going to hear from Jonathan, who's...
Yeah, everybody don't leave. The business portion of the meeting is adjourned, but...
Is the meeting is over or it's not over?
Not over, no. We're going to...
Questions at some point?
We're going to have questions.
We're going to get to questions. Hold on.
Next, we're going to hear from Jonathan Singleton, who will lead us in the winter gospel season next year. and Mike Pfitzer, who will be leading us in the fall. And then we'll move on to time for Q&A. So first we're going to bring up Jonathan, who we have not seen in a while. Jonathan, you'll need to start your video if you would.
Can you hear me now, as the saying goes?
Yay! There you are. Welcome, Jonathan.
Hey.
Hello, 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 everyone.
Hey, Jonathan.
Yay.
Wow, the meeting's adjourned, so now it's time for a Mystic After Dark. Watch out. Get your favorite libation and your stories together, because it's time for Mystic After Hours. Hello, friends. It's good to see you all. It's certainly been a long time.
Yeah.
I've followed your exploits from afar and have enjoyed watching you continue to survive and even thrive in the midst of all that's going on. So yes, indeed, I'm back. I'm still black, and I'm back. I'm coming back. Our gospel concert hopefully will be very celebratory, as they always are. It's a hard act to follow, Donnell Patterson, and my task is great to try to even compare to his awesomeness, but we'll do our best. We're going to be reminded of that classic gospel song. We've done a couple different arrangements of "Over My Head." Our gospel concert is going to be about music. I hear music in the air, and it's inspired by the great gospel pioneer Sister Rosetta Tharpe, who sang "Up Above My Head, I Hear Music in the Air." And we're going to sing a version of an arrangement that inspired by the Rhiannon Giddens version. So we're going to take a quick listen to that right now. Let me share my screen.
Up above my head, I hear music in the air. Up above my head, I hear music in the air. Up above my head, I hear music in the air. I really do believe there's a heaven somewhere. Up above my head, I hear singing in the air. Up above my head, I hear singing in the air. Up above my head.
So obviously we'll do a choral arrangement of that, but that is a song that kind of started my journey as I was sort of figuring out what I'm going to do for Mystic 2024. We're going to try, as always, to have an eclectic set of songs, as we always do, to try to feature all the various sort of aspects or facets of gospel music. So we're going to do a song by the great singer CeCe Winans, a very current singer who has a lot of great hits. And this one's called "I've Got Joy." Give it a listen.
I've got joy in the struggle. I've got peace in the storm. I've got strength in the battle. I don't fear anymore. I'm a child of heaven, and my hope is secure. I've got joy, 'cause I've got Jesus. He gave me beauty for ashes, turned my life around. He broke my chains, and now I dance on solid ground. For all he's done to save me, I will raise my voice. I've got Jesus.
And there's more, of course. That just gives you a little bit of taste of a really great song. I'll give a couple more examples of things we might do this next season. Let me look through what I usually do when I'm picking music for Mystic Gospel is I often do, I have like a large number of songs and I kind of whittle them down. So I'm kind of in the whittling process. This is one that I think Mystic did like a bunch of years before, like before my time, but I kind of like it and I've never done it. So, but I think you might have done it under Nick. This is by the Motor City Mass Choir and it's entitled Use Me.
Hallelujah. Lord, we love you. You are so good, Jesus. Lord, we come before you with all sincerity. Lord, we don't.
And I gotta stop right there. Got some domestic things to take care of right now, but that gives you a little bit of a taste. And I'll be glad to speak to you again if there's another opportunity to talk to you a little bit more about Mystic Gospel, what we're going to do. But as always, we want to have a good time. There'll be some hand clapping, some foot stomping, some great singing. Love you all and have a great night. Talk to you all again very soon.
Okay. Thank you, Jonathan. All right. Good to see him, isn't it? It's been a while. All right. Let me take that away. Okay. So next, we are going to have a chance to meet Mike Pfitzer, who is going to be our guest conductor in the fall. And let me see if I can bring him up. There he is. Hi, Mike.
Hi, everybody. How are you?
Welcome. We are good. We're excited to meet you.
Likewise.
Yeah.
Thank you for having me.
So I will, I'll turn it over to you to talk with folks about what you're thinking about the fall and just introduce yourself and go ahead and take it away.
Terrific. Thank you so much. Hi, everybody. My name is Mike. I'm really excited to be with you this coming season for the fall season with Mystic Chorale. I had the great honor to meet Nick when I was working at Harvard with the choral program there. And we got to work together on a project with a group called Joyful Noise out of Philadelphia. And Nick had written a number of songs for the group. And I remember asking him about what he was doing, and he was telling me all about Mystic Chorale. And I thought it was just such a wonderful experience when I was a little baby hand waver, as I like to say. So I've followed you all from afar, and I'm really excited to get the opportunity to work with you all this coming fall. I think technically the meeting was supposed to go until 8:30, so I'm going to first try to make friends by making this as brief as possible, since I know we all get a little tired on Zoom at the end of the day. So the really brief introduction of me is that I am the choir director at a private school called Deerfield Academy in Deerfield, Massachusetts. And I've had a number of jobs in community choruses all around Boston. I worked with the Harvard Radcliffe Chorus for a while. I worked a church job at a church called First Parish Church of Stowe and Acton. I was music director of a group called Voices of Metro West. Worked at Framingham State University with a community chorus there, and have just had a very wide range of experiences. And I was the director of the Cambridge Community Chorus for a year, where I did get to work with Donnell Patterson, which was really exciting for me as well. So it's a very small world. I'm sure you all know that. And I'm really excited to get to add some new friends here today. So I'm working on some plans for what our season is going to be. And the main theme that I want to organize everything around, this is not super poetic or a concert title we're going to print on programs yet, but it will be soon. The main theme is using song and music to help us through challenging times. And so we're going to collect a number of songs that have been used for that purpose throughout time, or that reflect some of the musical reflections on difficult moments that we've experienced. And I hope that it's a concert full of joy, full of emotion, full of connection, some healing, and some uplifting for all of us when we get to work on it. So I have some songs that I'm considering, but the main thing I want you to take away from tonight is just a little bit of homework that you have the whole summer, or at least a couple months at the beginning of the summer to do, which is I really want your feedback and your insights into songs that you've either performed or heard that really make you feel better when you're having a difficult time, when you're in a bad mood, when you're going through something maybe really serious, but also maybe not so serious, that just made you feel not yourself. And I know I turn to music in those moments all the time, singing, listening, reflecting, and I connect to other people who do the same, and that's what I hope we can all do together. Just a couple of really brief ideas for possibilities that I've talked about so far to give you a sense for some of the music that I like to do and that I think might be good for us. I've done an arrangement that I understand Mystic Chorale has done at one point of Bridge Over Troubled Water. And we're going to take a look at some of that together, the Paul Simon and Art Garfunkel song. We're going to do, or we're going to consider doing another era of American music and look at a Stephen Foster song called Hard Times Come Again No More. A number of different arrangements of this exist, and I know you've done some of them already as well. And we're also going to look at a Southern hymn tune called I'll Fly Away, which sort of talks about escaping some of your challenges. Other things on the list, I am very interested in doing a South African song from a number that I know and have taught before. And so one of those is called Shosholoza, which is a tune that comes from Southern Africa, from Zimbabwe and South Africa, about people who were in a really difficult life situation and going to mines to do work and singing while they did it, a little bit like Whistle While You Work, if you will, to sort of help with their difficult time. Another possibility is one of two songs that was used as protest music during apartheid, where when physical altercations weren't possible, people would sing to protest in the streets, and there are stories of them moving armies with their music, which is, I think, really powerful. We're also going to consider turning to musical theater. I'm a big musical theater person, and one of the things on my list is a song called You Will Be Found from Dear Evan Hansen, which is a more modern musical, but the text really speaks to connecting with people and making sure that we all know that we care for each other in community, which I know is a big part of what Mystic Chorale does. I'm seeing in the chat box here, Sending You Light, which is also on my list, one that I've been sent videos from. I've also gotten some videos of Mystic performances of I've Been Working on the Railroad, which could pair nicely with one of our South African work songs, if we look at that. Another one that I think is a really great closer for me is a song called Unclouded Day. There's a sort of a famous recording by Conspirare of that piece, which is really sort of uplifting, jubilant sounding piece of music. So as you might imagine, that's sort of all over the board. What I like to do is pick music from a lot of different genres and styles and connect that together. My hope is that you like everything that we sing and that you find some joy in it, but also that you get opportunities to absolutely sing your favorite style of music and also to sing someone else's favorite style of music with them. We're going to literally build community while we sing about building community. So yes, I'm seeing wonderful suggestions in the chat box. That's great. I'm going to take all of those down. I want this to be highly participatory. So I spoke with Patricia about sending at some point a Google form where you can send me any of your suggestions that you might want to look at, and I'll take a look at them. And we'll create arrangements. We'll find arrangements that already exist. If they're Mystic favorites, that's great. If they're songs that you've never done with Mystic, but you sang on the radio when you were 10, I want to hear that too. And we'll find something that can really sort of bring us all together. Other things I should mention just in my introduction, I live in Greenfield, Massachusetts with my wife, Caitlin, who is an opera singer, and my two children, Halia, who is 3, and Arlo, who is 1. And so far, it's a miracle that you haven't heard either one of them or my dog in the background, but you may at some point when we're over Zoom. So Just to wrap it up, I'm really excited to be a part of this community that I've heard so many great things about. I heard that the concert went really, really well a couple weeks ago. So congratulations to all of you and to Mary on some really great work. And I hope we'll have a great time together in the fall. Thank you.
Super.
Oh, and can I say something?
Yes,
Sure.
hold on. Nick, let me spotlight you.
Yeah, I worked with Mike at Harvard a couple years ago. Andy Clark is a wonderful music director there, and he brought in a group from New Jersey that Mike and I both love, but also he has a wonderful chorus called Cambridge Commons. Is that right? Cambridge Commons, and
Cambridge Common Voices, yeah.
and it's students at that program that Arlen started. At Leslie, but really, really wonderful stuff. And I know Mike and I were very privileged to work with Andy at Harvard and do that. And what's the name of the school you're at?
I'm at Deerfield Academy.
Oh, yes. I was a guest there many times years ago.
Yeah.
Anyway, congratulations and have a wonderful fall.
Thank you. I'm very excited.
Great. Thank you both. Before we let Mike go, I think I stepped on, Olivia was supposed to introduce Mike. Olivia, was there anything you wanted to add? Oh, Olivia, we can't hear you.
Okay, sorry. Thank you, Linda. No, I don't have anything more to say. I think Mike has said everything and more that I would have wanted to say, and we are really looking forward to working with you. And I personally love your energy, and every time we've talked in the last few months, your energy has always been wonderful.
Thank you. This is exciting. We got to love what we do, right?
Right, that's right. Awesome. Well, thank you so much, Mike. It's great to meet you over Zoom. We'll see a lot more of you in the fall. And I think we've now reached the point where we're going to do some Q&A. So let me rearrange the screen here for a second.
You see,
and Patricia, did we have a particular vision for how we do this? I don't want to leave myself.
Maybe people can raise their hand either in front of their camera or electronically, and then you could call on them.
Okay, so
if you have a question, raise your hand one way or the other. Let us know that you want to ask a question.
Okay, I see Jai. Hi, Jai.
Hi, thanks. I wasn't sure how many people would ask questions, but well, this has been really, really informative and extremely inspiring in so many ways. So thanks to everybody. So one of the things that I really liked hearing more about, and for some reason it feels like in this meeting I've learned more about what each of you are doing in the board than ever before. I'm not sure if that's because I'm listening more or if the more information is being shared, but I really appreciated hearing more detailed information and reports about what you all are doing. And so I have a lot of thoughts and questions, and one thing is to just segue a little bit is on in terms of that being also really important for members. I would love, so one suggestion I have about helping us to know more about who we are as members is to spotlight members in the news and notes. So to engage more of the membership into volunteer roles, into solos, into just coming to meetings, going to doing anything that Mystic is involved in doing, is to have a way that we get to know each other better. And one of the things I liked about the virtual rehearsals, as hard as they were that we weren't singing together, is that even though we wear name tags, when we're in person together, our bodies in the same space, it's a lot of information coming to us when we're in person to interpret, and to communicate when we're together. And a lot of, for myself, I find that I don't even look at the name tags. Whereas here on Zoom, we see each person's name under their photograph, and which is helpful. It's helpful to put the name with the person who's talking. And the more that happens, the more I remember as I get older, and my memory is not as good as it used to be, the more I can remember who that person is. And so I was thinking that it'd be nice to have a place in News and Notes where we highlight a bunch of members in each week. And so that's one thing I had about the ones that I had about for the membership committee. But overall, I know that our main charge now is to find a new music director. And so I'd like to suggest that we consider having a plenary retreat, bringing together all of the committees for a more collaborative brainstorming session of all of the issues and all of the challenges we face as an organization moving forward. As I said, I found this to be very helpful, hearing details from each of the board members about what they're doing and what has taken place over the past few years. And I would just love to continue that in terms of bringing all the committees together so that we each have a cross-fertilization of how we can help each other, transfer of information, and I offer my place here in Lincoln as a retreat site for doing that. So that's just something I wanted to put out there. I have so many thoughts and so many comments and so many questions that we can't cover in this meeting that I feel like it would be so helpful to bring together the committees for that purpose. Yeah.
Thank you, Jai. Thank you. Lynn Rosenbaum.
Hi, I don't know if the people moderating this, are reading the chat, but several of us mentioned that there's a bunch of questions that have been posted in the chat. And so one suggestion would be if you could answer some of those, that would be great. And I'll just repeat one that of my own questions, which is whether you can share the names of the 9 candidates that are being considered. And I saw that Gail said, do not publicize these names without their permission. But if you can get permission, I think it would be wonderful if we could, it would make it more transparent if we could be aware of who the candidates are. Thank you.
Okay, thanks, Lynn.
Is there anybody going to respond?
I don't know if there's a member of the search committee who would like to respond.
I can say something. I wrote your question down, and I'm going to talk to Gail about it and see what the wise way for us to proceed with this would be. I don't want to violate any of the candidates' rights by giving information that they're not ready to share. So we have to be very careful about that.
Yeah. Thank you, Patricia. Patricia, while you're there, there were also a number of different versions of questions about the Mystic finances and budget versus actual and financial reports. And is there somewhere and at some point that singers can access that information at the end of the fiscal year, or how does that information get shared?
There is a place on the website where I am supposed to post the financial report after each season and then for the year. I have been remiss and have not put it up this year because of all the extra work that we've been doing.
Yes.
But if people are interested, I can share individually. If there are a lot of people, I will put it up on the website. And if you look under the heading on the website under who we are, and then you go down to Chorale Business, you will see a bunch of information there, including financial.
Great, thank you. Thank you, that's helpful. Any more questions people want to raise? Oh, actually, Bev had a comment. I think you wanted to say something, Bev?
Yes, and I will just be very quick. Can you hear me?
Yes.
Okay. I just want to mention the senior sing quickly. Our numbers are dropping due to COVID. We still have enough to take to the senior sing, and I just wanted to thank Katie for all of the work that she's done getting everything together for this. And I see I'm getting little messages here saying that my computer is about ready to die, and I don't have my cord with me. So, but again, I just, if anybody else that has not already signed up to sing on the 3rd of June, can email me at info@mysticchorale.org if you're interested. But we're looking forward to bringing the Celtic music once again to the Courtyard in Medford, Courtyard Nursing Center. Thank you.
Thank you, Bev. Thank you.
Oh, and mention there's a rehearsal on this Thursday, the 1st.
That is correct. At Katie's house. So email me quickly if you'd like to participate, and I can give you the information.
Super. Thank you, Bev. Any other questions?
I want to say something. So I know that there are a lot of ideas, and they're wonderful ideas. In order to implement them, it takes some volunteers. The people on the board are out straight with the work that we're already doing. And for example, the ideas that Jai has mentioned and other people have mentioned other ideas. These are great ideas. I would love to implement them. It needs to come with a volunteer who can say, I will step up to do this. We can help you figure out how to get stuff onto Facebook, onto the website, and things like that. But we need people to shoulder the work of making it happen. So please, if anybody would like to see something happen, volunteer your time, and we will be happy to deputize you to make that happen. Thanks.
Excellent.
Bev, which email address should I use to mail about the rehearsal for the senior sing?
Info@mysticchorale.org.
Okay.
Great.
Thank you.
Karen Grossman has her hand up. Karen.
So I was just wanting to know if there are some guidelines, given the fact that we've had some COVID issues recently for the senior sing, in terms of guidelines for testing and masking, if the decision has been made about that.
Yes, I believe that Katie had sent out an email indicating that she's asking everybody to test on Thursday before the rehearsal, and again on Saturday before we go, and we will be masking to sing.
Okay, good. Thank you.
You're
I
welcome.
hadn't checked all my emails yet today.
Okay.
Well, hello, everyone again. This is Nick Page. I just want to thank you all. 33 years. Thank you all. I'll tell you this again, but I miss you all very much. And I don't miss directing, but I do miss you individually. Um, and I want to thank Linda. I want to thank the board. And on behalf of all of us, we send our big love to Louise. We hope she is well. And there's a lot of love in this chorus, and it didn't come from me. It came from all of you, and it's still there, and it's still alive. I heard it in the spring concert. And so I just want to thank you. Thank you for keeping this alive. And that's all I want to say.
Yay!
Yeah, that might be a fitting place to wrap things up. Oh, Mary, looks like Mary. Hey, Mary.
Hi. I also would just like to say thanks for this opportunity. It sounds like you've got great plans for the future. Thanks, Mike. Mike and I were chatting a little bit on the side in the chat, and welcome. And I hope you have a great time. And I was thinking of something that I didn't say before I go. There's this expression about you can't step into the same river twice. You can't live the same moment twice, and you really can't step into the same Mystic Chorale twice. However, because it's always changing and evolving, but there is a core to Mystic Chorale that exists, and I know it'll go on strong no matter what. So I really appreciated being with you all, and thank you all.
Thank you, Mary. Thank you. Thank you, everybody.
Good night.
Oh, looks like Olivia. Olivia, do you have something?
Yes, I do.
I highlighted myself by mistake. Hold on. Okay. There you go.
Yep. So my little something is you can take Nick out of the mystic, but you can never take the mystic out of Nick.
Go away and they pull you right back in.
That's right. You're never getting away from us.
You've seen through us, Nick.
But I'm moving to St. Louis.
Oh, why don't you come? Why don't you invite us all to St. Louis and we'll do a concert out there for you?
Yeah, I'll do that. I'll do that. It's a wonderful state. It's a wonderful state. The legislature just voted to remove the ban on selling assault weapons to known terrorists. So people who cannot fly on an airplane can now go into a gun store and buy guns.
My goodness.
Are you going to get yours?
I'm going to get myself a dozen guns and shoot everybody up. No guns for me. I'm getting a bumper sticker that says, I support my Second Amendment right to own a musket so that I can protect my Third Amendment right to keep British soldiers out of my house.
I love it.
They're going to love you, Nick. They're going to love you.
Before we completely deteriorate, if anybody has any more questions, send them to info@Mystic or admin@Mystic or presidents@Mystic. We will get the questions to the right people to answer you. So if you're interested in an answer, a definitive answer back, that's the best route, is send an email, and then we can put that on our to-do list and make sure we get back to you. Okay, I think we're done with Q&A. And back to you, Linda.
Oh, well, I think I might send it back to you because I think our next item was to show one more song.
Okay. So we're gonna play one more song from the concert, and if people want to stay on and chat, you can use this time to have a bio break if you need it, and then come back and we'll chat afterwards. All right, let me see.
40 people.
When the waves roll on over the waters and the ocean cries, we look to our sons and daughters to explain our lives as if a child could tell us why. And as sure as the sunrise, sure as the sea, sure as the wind in the trees, we rise again, the faces of our children. We rise again, the voices of our song.
Would everyone please mute?
When the light goes dark with the forces of creation across the stormy sky, we look to reincarnation to explain our lives.
As if a child could tell us why. And as sure as the sunrise, sure as the sea, sure as the wind in the trees, we rise again in the faces of our children. We rise again in the voices of our song. We rise again in the waves out on the ocean. And then we rise again. We rise again. We rise again of our children. We rise again. We rise in the voices of our song. We rise again. We rise the waves out on the ocean. And then we rise again. We rise again. We rise the faces of our children. We rise again. We rise in the voices of our song. We rise again. We rise the waves out on the ocean. And then we rise again. And then we
Thank you, Patricia. That was great to hear. Really beautiful.
So everybody can unmute now and chat. Anybody who wants to.
It was great seeing Ruth Roper playing piano and hearing her. That was absolutely wonderful. She played for the Mystic 30 years ago.
Thank you, Ruth. I think she's here.
Was.
Ruth, are you here?
There she is.
I think I saw her.
Yeah, I see her.
There she is.
Holly just said, you better get in there. They're talking about you. Thanks, everybody.
Thank you, Ruth.
It's great having you, Ruth.
It was great being there. It was a great way to top off the last 32 years, really. So.
It's wonderful. Thank you.
Come back again.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Well, we'll see. You're going to have a rolling directorship there. We'll see if I can fit it anywhere. That'd be great.
Awesome.
Okay.
Thank you, everybody.
Thank you.
This was a beautiful meeting. So much packed in. Thank you, everybody, Board and Nick and everybody.
Time for me to sign off. Good night, everyone. See you all soon.
Good night, Bev.
Good night, Bev.
Good night, producer extraordinaire.
Good night.
Yeah.
Leave too.
If anyone says they don't want to be a producer because they've watched Bev and she does so much work, it's too much. Don't judge by her, you know. She's an overachiever in everything that she does. So I am actually looking now for somebody, for two people to help co-produce in the fall. So if you've always thought that might be interesting, let me know and we can chat about it.
Yeah, I quizzed her at the dinner about what does Bev do in the summer? You know, like heard about the pools and everything. Did Bev leave? Maybe she did.
I think she left. Yeah.
Yeah.
Believe it or not, I give Bev a list of summer projects.
Oh, so she gets through the summer at least.
Yeah.
Oh God.
I'm going to sign off and congratulations, everybody, for getting everybody this far. It's been totally magic. So
Thanks, Ruth.
blessings
Bye.
all around.
Have a great
Bye-bye.
summer.
Yep. Thank you, Ruth.
Thanks, Ruth. I'm going to get off too and see you in the fall.
Thanks, Michael.
Michael, feel better.
Thank you.
We haven't said that to you, but please.
Thanks.
I'm sorry that you have
Yeah,
that.
yeah. So I saw Linda's thing of it's not too late for the auction. So around 5:30, I sent in 2 things.
Oh.
Okay, thank you.
I'll get them on tonight. I'll get them on.
Yay.
Okay,
That's great. And we have another person that's going to do something, a gift certificate in Gloucester, right? So
That's right. That's right. They're still coming in.
yeah, good.
I have one question.
Yes.
Which of my stuff are you giving away?
No, I should be worried about which of my stuff you're going to give away.
True.
This could start a new trend. Give something of your spouse away that you want them to lose.
And see if they bid on it.
And I just want to
noticed.
wish everybody who has gotten COVID good healing. So I'm sorry that happened.
Yeah, thanks. This is for me and Baba. It's our first time. It's like I think there's about 6 people at our Cornerstone community, which is about 75 people. I know of at least 6 who've gotten it for the first time, sort of like quote unquote since the emergency ended.
Yeah.
Right.
Bob is sick too, both of you?
Yep, we're part of the diminishing numbers of the senior sing.
Oh gosh.
I do have to say, I think I won the battle in that I stayed out of the peak in 2020. I got away with life within pandemic for 3 years. There are vaccines now. There are treatments now. We know a whole lot more than we did. So I'm not blaming anybody. I'm not terribly unhappy.
It's a different illness now, but still, I'm sorry you got it.
Well, thanks.
But think how strong you'll be in about 10 days. You'll be bulletproof.
Yeah, you can go anywhere. You can go on a trip around the world.
Right. How long does that last for? Can I go away?
You want?
You know, can I go away in July? In August, will I be safe?
Oh, gosh.
I think the answer is nobody knows.
Yeah.
Right, like everything.
But go and let us know how it turns out.
If I live to tell the tale.
Oh,
Thank you all.
Thanks, everybody.
See you in the fall.
Thank you so much.
rest up.
Nap
Bye,
time.
bye,
Nap
everybody.
time.
Night, everybody.
Thank you,
Linda,
Linda.
you want to tell us how Louise is doing?
Yeah, please.
Yeah.
Yeah, she's doing great. She's doing really great. The doctors are all saying she should have 100% recovery.
Wow.
Yeah, and
That's fabulous.
yeah, she's doing great. And let's see who's here. Yeah, we got a new house.
Oh, you did?
Oh, you did? I was wondering.
Yeah. Today we signed a purchase and sale agreement last week, and then we had to wait the whole long weekend for the seller to sign it. And we were so nervous the whole weekend. Like, he had given some weird signals, and then we were waiting and waiting and worrying that it wasn't gonna, that he was gonna change, the seller was gonna change his mind. But he signed it today, so we're on track to close at the end of June.
Where is it?
It's in Harvard, Massachusetts.
Oh.
It's a little further out, but we've been really eager to get somewhere a little more beautiful, a little more in nature. And it's right off Route 2, like within 2 minutes of Route 2. So in non-traffic, it's 30 minutes back to Arlington or Boston.
Wow.
And that's,
Harvard is gorgeous. Harvard.
yeah, we're really,
Yeah.
it's,
Oh,
Nice.
wow.
we're
I'm
really
so
excited.
happy for you. You need the nature, healing mama nature.
So board retreats at your house?
It's a condo townhouse, so it has, for us, what's the perfect combination of a lower maintenance living situation where the condo people are responsible for everything on the exterior. But it also, when you're in it, it feels like a single family. Out of every window, you only see woods because we're on the end of an end. There's a path into the woods, literally out the front door and into the woods. So, and then the whole place is surrounded by conservation land. So, yeah, we are really excited. And
Was Louise able to get in and see it?
Yep. She's you wouldn't believe it. She started on a walker, she moved to a cane, and now she's usually walking with no cane. Sometimes she uses like hiking poles if we're on steady ground. She really, if you have to have a stroke, this is the kind you want to get, because she's so close to being fully recovered.
Wow.
It struck her, the damage was in the part of the brain that controls the vestibular system. So her symptoms were, she had double vision, she was dizzy, it was really hard to walk because her brain and her eyes and her body didn't agree about, like where your body is in space. But she's come a really, really long way, and she's still got 2 months of vestibular PT. But yeah, we took an overnight to our cottage in New Hampshire the other day. She did great. We're living in a apartment right now, apartment building in Woburn, and she went into the pool yesterday. So she's really starting to do normal things. And yes, we looked at a couple of houses together. I looked at a lot, like without her, but when the things looked like a really good possibility for us, she came and looked at them, and we both fell in love with this place in Harvard. So that's the plan. Yep.
Congratulations.
Thank you. Yeah. Yeah.
Wonderful.
So you'll be spending the summer getting settled into this new place.
Right, that's right. We're in this apartment until the end of July. We'll take possession of the condo at the end of June, and we need to do paint and some flooring stuff. So see how much we can get done in a month.
Yeah.
Before we lose this apartment. And then if it's not quite ready, we'll go to New Hampshire. And we'll make it work, but we're excited to get out of this apartment because it's been a lifesaver. We really needed somewhere to be because the plan that we had once we sold our house wasn't going to work anymore. So we had to kind of urgently, quickly find something. So we're in this Avalon complex in Woburn, and it's a 1-bedroom and it has everything we need, but it's tiny. And we have an elevator. Our dog does. It's not as convenient as it's not convenient. So we're excited to get out of here, but we're not sure if we're going to go direct to the new condo or up to New Hampshire. Yeah, but all is well. All is well. Yeah.
So glad to hear that. That's just fabulous.
Yeah.
Yeah, we
Thank you for filling us in.
Yeah, thanks for asking. It's it's been a lot. It's been quite a journey.
Yeah, I have a feeling this spring is going to go down in your history. Because you remember that spring?
Remember that spring? We got COVID in Memphis. We were on a trip with sharing a new song. We got COVID in Memphis, stuck in Memphis for 6 days, came back to Boston. I think just as we were starting to feel better, Louise had the stroke. And then 2 weeks after that, we had movers scheduled to move out of the house. So I had a lot of people come help me finish the packing and getting ready for the movers. And Gail Sullivan helped me find this apartment. Like I really called on a lot of good people who really helped. And a lot of people offered help, and I couldn't even respond to everybody. But really, we really felt the power of this community, and the choir communities were huge in helping kind of get through a hard time. So thank you, everybody.
Takes a village.
Yeah, for sure. And Mabel and Bob, I hope you feel better soon.
Yeah.
Thank you.
Yeah.
Thank you. We're getting there.
Yeah.
And co-housing is wonderful. We've had more than one person say, okay, can we pick up prescriptions? Can we get you some groceries? Blah, blah, blah.
Yeah.
Actually, when I was away and Bob got a thermometer from next door. We started with that.
That's so great. I really learned something about how to help people when they're in trouble. A lot of people said, tell me what I can do to help. Let me know if there's anything I can do to help. But one day somebody called me and said, I'm at the store. Do you want me to bring you a chicken? I was like, yes, that's good. Those, you can't really, sometimes you can't even think.
Yeah.
But an explicit offer like that was like, oh yes, that's fantastic.
Oh, remember that.
Yeah, it's good. It's good.
Definitely. Yeah.
Anyway, it's 9:30. Maybe we should wrap this up.
Yeah, right. Well, good
Are
night,
you gonna be
everybody.
there in the fall, Linda? Are you gonna be with us in the fall?
Yeah.
Okay, good.
Yeah.
Yes. Good.
Yeah.
All right. Buenas noches.
Buenas noches.
Thank you. Love you guys.
Thanks everybody for
How do
coming.
you say buenas noches in Welsh? You all better work on that. Good night.
All right, everybody.
Night all.
Bye.
Bye. Bye-bye.
Well.
Bye.